Okay, we need to start. We've been recording for 1 minute.
Yeah, welcome to the Dungeon Runners podcast. This is what we're doing. We're discussing if we should or should not spoil Endgame for everybody listening. I'm Spike.
The answer was no.
Jen is over there. He's arguing that we should spoil Endgame. Matt, on the other hand, is saying that he would like to only spoil his experience of Endgame, but not the entire film.
Nothing about the film, just how I saw it.
Exactly. So you're spoiling your experience, but you're not spoiling the entire film.
I'm saying how my experience wasn't spoiled because of my 3,000 IQ plan.
Yeah.
Here's today's hypothetical.
Wait. We're talking about Endgame.
Yeah, that's the hypothetical.
God damn
Hey, hypothetically, viewers, this hypothetical is for you. Hypothetically, if we talked about this movie now, that's been 2 weeks or a week,
it's like a
would
week.
you stop?
It's
Shut up.
1 week.
Shut up. It's been 2 weeks. Would you think it would be fine to talk about it on a podcast after it's been out?
This is the spoiler-free version of it. Can you guys believe it's like over $1 billion? Like in the opening weekend, it crossed $1 billion. I think, wasn't it?
What?
Yeah, $1 billion in opening weekend.
Dude, there's people who bought multiple tickets throughout the week.
Yeah. Oh, I know. That's insane. That is an insane thing. But
That's crazy.
Okay, Matt, without talking about the plot in any way, shape, or form, and without using any character names, describe to us your experience.
Yeah, no, because the film kind of came out. It came out a day early for us in the UK. So it came out Friday for Americans.
Mm-hmm.
For us, it came out on Thursday for some reason. So we could have a midnight viewing on Wednesday. Obviously, I wasn't going to do that because I didn't really think that far ahead. And I didn't even know when it was coming out. But then when I heard it was coming out, I was like, you know what? I'm going to avoid the internet. Like I had a friend who knew the ending before the movie came out because the script got leaked. And he'd read it because he didn't care anything about it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try seeing it as soon as possible. There's viewings all day during Thursday, like every hour on the dot, starting from 8:30. So I literally went to the 8:30 one, and it was so empty. Bearing in mind, like, it's still not out for Americans for another, like, 30 hours or 22 hours, I think. You guys had to wait.
Jesus.
Like, yeah, and I saw it, and I was like, you know what? I'm so glad I got this out the way because I can't imagine like not being able to go on the internet. I was talking to all my American friends. They were all avoiding social medias and stuff. And I was like, I just got it out the way. I ripped the Band-Aid off and I won't talk about the film. That's my mantra right now. I got to try not to think about the film. Because that was funny.
So, we're not going to...
I was talking to Spike. I was talking to you afterwards. And I was like, Spike. He was like, what? It's like, I've seen the film. And then I start talking.
No.
And he just mutes me.
I didn't care what you had to say. I didn't care if it was like, oh, I saw the film. It was, that's it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what it was. I don't want to know if it was good. I don't want to know if you had fun. I don't want to know anything. I just wanted to, immediately I muted you. And as soon as Creeps came in, like, no, he's just gone. I don't give a fuck. I see the movie tomorrow. I don't want to know your opinions. I don't want to know your experiences. I don't want to know nothing. Mind you, this is tomorrow, Thursday, not tomorrow. If I actually waited a full week to watch that movie, somebody would have killed me, and it would have been me.
Imagine if it was all sold out for a week.
Well, it kind of was.
No, I bought my tickets I think a month early, just to be safe, and I had to wait in line for an hour and a half just to get that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was in line.
Yeah,
I sent you guys the picture of that where I found out I was the second person waiting for my theater because AMC had that big problem. Almost bought half the theater out just for the fun of it.
It's just sold it to everyone. Dude, can I talk about like the most... Okay, I was hanging out with Criken once, and we were joking about how Americans, at the end of cinema film, at the end of like the film, Americans just kind of stand up and start applauding.
No,
and we were just,
that's a super like weird thing even when it happens over here.
That never happens.
We're in an empty theater watching Get Out. You know, the Key and Peele dude, what's his name?
Yeah.
One of them like made that film. And we just applauded at the end. Dude, I heard about what people did during Endgame. And I was like they were cheering. And I'm like, who cheers in a theater? Who goes, yeah, go get him. You could, like, it's a screen.
I've not seen that ever. No. I've seen that I have seen that happen once. When I was a teenager, I went to go see the third Lord of the Rings movie. People clapped at the end of it. And even me and my girlfriend at the time were like, who are you clapping for? Like, who's hearing you?
But it's like, I heard about people cheering in this film from a friend who watched it. And I was like, that's the most American thing I've ever heard in my life.
No. Oh, yeah, people just get
a
happy.
thing.
They get loud. What, you got a problem with that? What do you have against happiness, Matt? Who hurt you?
Like if it was a
lot of
live
people.
performance, yeah, if they could physically hear and see you cheering them, but it's a screen.
Well, as I say, the only time I've ever had it where like there's been an entire studio audience reaction was the early screening I went to for Scott Pilgrim. The guy was there, so
Oh, that's cool. What?
Can
I never tell you guys
No.
that.
How did you get that? Like, how
Oh.
did you view it?
Oh, my brother's friends had worked at a comic book store and he got some.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Can I tell you?
guy
Like,
tripped on the.
sorry.
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say a guy tripped on the staircase going up to the seats on the top. He just quieted the entire room because he fell and made a huge thump.
Like during the film.
No, like it was like right before, so everybody was still talking and like getting ready to see the film, and he just trips on the staircase and just makes a huge like a bam
Holy
noise.
shit, that must have been embarrassing as fuck. Like, I get...
Yeah,
like,
every single person in the theater saw it.
no, that's gotta be so embarrassing. Like...
You know what he did? When he stood up, he said, "Yeah, I did it. I made it the entire theater quieted." and then everybody laughed and clapped.
Yeah!
No, that's how you save yourself out of a
Yeah.
dodgy situation like that. Like that guy's a trooper. You know what? He's got respect now.
Yep.
It's the people who like play it off, that don't play it off at all, who just like look like they're about to cry, and you're like, oh my gosh, like don't look so embarrassed. It's not that bad. I swear.
Matt, is this something you tell yourself when it happens?
Feels like an experience talk here. Like,
Just gotta
you know, when you
pretend you're
tripped over
breakdancing.
during that one movie that you went to go see in your last year of high school with your girlfriend, you were really trying to impress at that one time, and everybody in the theater started clapping and laughing at you, even her. So you just got really red in the face and you walked away to the bathroom. I hate it when that happens to everyone.
I never saw her again.
When did this just get so real? I've actually heard of people like when their friend falls over and everyone starts pointing and laughing, they fall over next to him to try like take some of that laugh burden, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, dude, I don't know who does that, but I just laugh at them too.
Wow.
Like Spike, if you stacked beans in front of me and everyone saw, it was like a stage, like you're doing one of your performances, and like everyone starts pointing and laughing, dude. I'm standing over your head and doing a teabag gesture.
Okay. So before we continue off
Question?
that, if I did what?
Matt,
You fell
Spike,
over.
Spike, Matt.
No, that's not what you said.
If you stacked
You
beans,
stacked
beans?
Yeah.
I've never
You
in
don't
my
get
life
it,
stacked
Spike?
a bean, but I didn't know that was a thing people do. I assume stacked beans almost sounds like a term for doing accounting work. Nothing
I'm
cool.
keeping this poll. You know, oh, dude, okay. Let's change subjects from Avengers, dude. I am. Actually, no. I got another story about Avengers. It's kind of like a secondhand story. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the story.
Is it
I'm
about
going to say it
Mewtwo?
anyway. Redact. No.
Okay.
Cut it out if you need to.
Yeah, but like, dude, I had a friend who was friends with a bunch of like YouTubers, and they got invited to an early screening of the second Avengers, which is Age of Ultron. That's the second one, right?
Yeah, Age of Ultron's the second one.
Yeah. So they were watching it, and like, okay, I could spoil Age of Ultron. I'm not going to say anything about the story. I'm
Don't care.
going to just say it was bad. Like, I didn't like it personally. It didn't make sense. Apparently, the executives had so much say in it. Like all the big boys, all the big cats or whatever, the suits were like, put more of this in, take this out, and to a point where they butchered it to it was barely comprehensible. My friend and their friends were just ragging on it the whole time, like full on ripping into it, like laughing when you shouldn't be laughing, and like saying, "Oh, dude, this makes no sense." At the end of the credits, two geezers stood up next to them, walked to the stage. Hello. We're the writers of Avengers Age of Ultron.
No.
Yeah.
It's not real. That's not real. You can't make me think that's
No,
real.
it's true.
God.
I would
How fucking embarrassing.
There's falling over in a theater embarrassing, and then there's that embarrassing where like, how do you play that off if you ever met them again IRL, like in like next to them?
That's like shit talking an author of a book about their book, not knowing who they are on Twitter.
Yeah.
I've surprisingly seen that so many times on Twitter where someone's like shit talking something and they get into an argument with an author of it, and they're just like, "Well, what do you fucking know, huh?" I just
I
wrote the
wrote the
goddamn
book.
I like it when people are like that, and then it turns out they're like a PhD doctor, and they're talking.
Yeah.
The other person's trying to talk about like medical stuff that they've studied their entire life.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Hugh Jackman. He plays Wolverine a lot. He got all the prosthetic stuff, and all the costume, and he went to like I guess a Comic-Con or something, dressed as Wolverine as his character.
Oh yeah.
And people were like, "Oh, you look just like him, except you're a little short." Yeah.
That's really good. Oh god, yeah. Got him, though. Got him.
I say that's actually like a super common thing that actors started doing that. They started like wearing like Halloween, like spirit Halloween costumes of like their character and going off to Comic-Con and things like that.
Well, I know like Jamie Lee Curtis did that.
Really?
She constantly she goes like with her son, I think.
Oh.
She goes like cons and she cosplays.
That's cool. I didn't know that actually.
Garfield did it with a really bad Spider-Man costume too.
Yeah, when he was at the streets.
Yeah, that's
of
right.
LA,
I remember that.
Took a picture with him. $5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he also like reveal that it was him during like a stage panel?
Yeah, he came out of the audience and came up on stage when they were waiting for him to show up. Okay, well, one more thing on Endgame before we eventually move on to what we're actually talking about today, despite the fact that we've been talking about this for like before the podcast.
We haven't actually talked about Endgame. We just talked about things relevant
This is
to it.
good.
So Muji sent me a message when he got out of Endgame. Nothing to do with spoilers, but he apparently had the movie spoiled for him.
What?
Right in the theater, right before the movie started. A guy in the back of the theater just yelled out what the ending was.
No.
Yeah. It was one of those things where he's like, I didn't know if it was real or not, but it was nagging at me the entire movie trying to watch it.
Oh,
gosh. It was like, I
That's
hope that guy got
awful.
the shit beat out of him at that point.
I was gonna say, did you guys hear about that? Hear about that other story about the person who was like spoiling Endgame like right outside the theater?
Yeah, it was.
I don't know if that one's real, but
the guy who got beat up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like it's still a yikes for me, dog.
Yeah, that is a big yikes.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh Jesus! Like how despicable do you gotta be?
That's
I don't
low.
know, man.
That's actually the worst in the theater too. That's like the last place. Oh
yeah,
man.
the last possible moment is like that's terrible. That is hunt the guy down and beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that guy, dude. I hope he gets banned for life.
Yeah, I banned him from the movie theater.
I mean, I've heard movie theaters do that before. They have done it. Like, they've banned people for life.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being able to find him, and I bet it's a full room too, dark. Like finding.
Well, dude, there has to be people standing, or being sat next to him. It's not like
his friends and family are the ones who rat him out.
There's that motherfucker. Dude, if he's spoiling Endgame at the showing of Endgame, he doesn't have any friends or family.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
He doesn't have any friends.
Not after that.
Anyways, but to talk about better things.
What was the email we got? We got an email that had a real hypothetical.
Yeah, and I was trying to get to it, and you fucking...
What is it? I want to know what it is.
Interrupted me. Hey, we got a hypothetical from a Sebastian Christensen. I'm sorry if I bastardized your name. Hey, so basically, how would you guys try to trick the devil in a deal with the devil situation? Think it would be fun and time into last week's episode. Hope to hear you guys soon. So, how would you guys try to trick the devil in a deal with the devil?
Oh, okay. Can I first off say, I mean, like, I listened to the previous podcast. Is it the one that Creeps mentioned it? How he asked
where he's talking about the creepypasta.
Creeps also, I think he wrote it. Or narrated another one where it's a dude who works in an office, and all he did was this hypothetical. He just mentally, like, if the devil ever made this deal with me, I'll say this, but I'll make sure it's ironclad with this. You can't cross me with this. But like, it's not just a wish. It's like a whole 20-page contract, all backing himself up, and it's got a get out of jail free card. It's a really interesting story because it's like,
ooh,
it's so funny because he really covers his ass, but it's fun how it ends. I'm not gonna say how it ends. Gotta check it out. I just don't know what it's called.
You told me about that. want to be
Yeah.
like, yeah.
It's different to the dollar one. The one where he's like, I'll ask for $1. I
Yeah.
got him. It's different to that one,
Got
but
him.
it's also really clever, in my opinion.
Hey, put up the YouTube link now.
Yeah.
Actually, we don't have to put it up. You know what? Creeps gets enough revenue.
So
He doesn't need
He
it.
told me a bit about that one, but like, what would you wish for from the devil is the question.
And how would you? What? Well, it's what's your wish, and how do you trick him in from it?
Yeah, because this is
why
like
do I have to
monkey
trick him?
paw.
Why don't I just be like,
monkey
I'm just
paw
gonna...
wishes.
Yeah. What do I have to try? I could just pick something. Right? It doesn't have to trick him.
I mean, if you wanna be damned to hell for eternity,
No, it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be like that. It
you gotta be like
gotta
that.
be like that.
So what do you want, Spike? Huh? What's your deal with the devil?
I don't know. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be like that. I'm not saying that it's gonna go over just fine.
My deal with the devil would be to have the Dungeon Runners podcast continue on for another year.
Yeah, that would be a good wish that wouldn't come true.
Or it would, but just you won't be invited or something.
Oh yeah, it gets bought by somebody else.
Damn.
$10.
I get $1.
I don't know.
I think I'd
wish for.
try get money, like a lot of money, but I'd just make sure it's coming from like credible sources. It's not going to get taken back, and I'm kind of feel like I'm copying that story a little bit. I want money. It's legal. Not going to get taken. Give me a get out of jail free card in terms of if anything goes bad, I can undo this wish and go back to normal, I guess.
I'd wish that I would never have to go to jury duty again, but not because I'm like I can't get there. More like the government doesn't want me to be there, but also not because I'm like a spy or some shit. I just don't want to go to jury duty ever.
Have you ever been?
No, I'm terrified.
I know friends that have
But
been called to it that haven't done it yet.
I was gonna say, I thought you were called to it, weren't you?
Yeah, but I delayed it till the end of this year.
Everyone I know's delayed it.
But yeah, you can put up a delay to be like, well, I work, so this is my vacation, and this is the only time I'm going to be available. Or I have no ability to get there, or something. You have choices, but a lot of them are like, their response to you would be like, well, take the bus. Public transportation is good enough for you. We don't care how you get
Do
here.
you guys get paid for jury duty?
Yes, but it's shitty.
Yeah,
You
you
do
usually
get
get like
paid.
$6 or something like that, like enough to get lunch for the day.
What, just $6 for the... Oh my gosh.
You don't get paid what you would have got paid going to work.
It's not.
You get
replaced,
fucked royally.
We get paid like... I worked it out to be about like £8 an hour here, but it's like, it's for the set. It's for like between 0 to 4 hours, you get paid 40 something quid, like 40 something pounds. But divided amongst the thing, like at minimum, it's like £8 an hour. At most, it's like literally £40 an hour if it's an hour.
Really?
But it keeps going up depending
yeah.
on how long the case goes on for.
That is not how it works over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but America. You guys have... I didn't actually realize you had jury duty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you've got to have some people serve on a jury. You can't just be forever nothing.
I honestly just assumed jury duty was just like an American thing.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure we've had it for so long that it may have came from us at a guess. I couldn't imagine you guys doing it first and we adopting it. I feel like it's something since the medieval times.
It's probably something like it's adapted since those times.
Yeah.
I just kind of just assumed, honestly. I was just like, sounds like an American thing.
What do you wish for?
I don't know. Yeah, Spike.
I really don't know. It's really hard for me to be like, what I wish for. There's nothing like specifically that I've just been like, oh yeah, life would be so much easier if I could have one single thing that's just instantly changed for me by a wish. I don't know.
Here's the thing.
Like, imagine if you were a foot taller.
Ooh.
Wait, what?
Spike, imagine if you were a foot
That would
taller.
suck.
Why?
Yes, then your feet wouldn't fit in the bed.
I doubt you're that tall where a foot makes that much difference.
Yeah, that's good that you doubt that.
I thought you were going to be like, damn, like I'll have to get new clothes. But no, like your bed was the first thing you thought of?
Yeah.
I know. What small ass bed do you sleep
I always
in?
go to like the bottom part of the beds where like the sheets are tucked in, so you can like feel.
What are you, a cat?
Wow, fuck you.
Sleeps on the bed sideways.
Yeah, I do. What about it?
What do you curl up on? curl up to the edge of the bed and just sleep by Megan's feet.
Yeah. What do you don't? You don't?
No,
Well, you should. It's nice.
I sleep in a big bed by myself.
Yeah. I don't know. Like that is really hard. If I had one wish, it would be that Matt's accent completely disappeared.
Howdy, y'all. Well, wait, you were saying you couldn't just get one thing though. Like you couldn't think of one thing. Could we do the I'll just wish for more wishes?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I mean, it's the devil, so you figure that out.
I wish I could come back to this later.
Me too. Let's come back to it at least once a day.
I think if not money, if I can't get multiple wishes, if he just flat out says, nah, you can't do that, fam, I think probably money in a really ironclad worded way. I'd get a contract lawyer if I've got time.
You think what? Do you think an actual lawyer would be good enough to make a deal that you don't get fucked by this deal?
I think he'll get close.
Like a lawyer you can afford, let's say, because you don't have the money yet.
Yeah, well, it's that kind of thing of a lawyer coming up with the most ironclad thing he could possibly come up with, accounting for human error, is probably going to be closer to being safe than me going, I wish I was rich, or I wish I had more money, I wish I had lots of money. You know, like that sort of general broad thing. Like that's so unspecific that any lawyer, I could pay anyone, to word something better than that and hopefully not get too stiff. I'll probably have a bit of a fudge factor, you know, like that margin of error in the back of my mind. That'll account for.
Well, the thing about the deal with the devil is like he doesn't necessarily tell you what he gets out of this deal. You assume it's your soul or your humanity or what have you, but he doesn't specifically tell you usually. It's kind of like, hey, I'm the devil. Here's a wish. Let's go. How are you going to negotiate something where he's just like, well, I give you a wish?
Yeah.
It'll be in the contract. It'll be like, and for this, you get nothing. Sign here.
So you just have a contract that basically screws the devil out of anything. I don't think like he would ever. The devil wouldn't agree to getting nothing in return.
That means that means that's the thing though. He's probably going into this thing with the intention of screwing you over. But if I make a contract so good that even he turns it down, that means I'll get nothing, but I also won't lose anything.
Yeah, you will. You lose a wish.
A wish that was going to screw me over.
But it's
But
still
a
a
wish.
wish.
So what you're saying is, if you could make a wish for anything from the devil, you would wish that he would turn down your contract.
No.
Well, that's what you'd get.
I'll take a punt, right? I'll take a punt at trying to get the most out of this deal, like any negotiation, and trying to lose as little as possible. But if I get it to a point where he's like, nah, fam, I don't want to do that, then I'm like, what do you want? Oh, I was really after your soul, fam. Got you. I almost got you. I'm going to go now. I'm like, well, he was going to kill me anyway.
Oh, what's to stop him from rewriting the contract?
I got a lawyer.
Yeah, but he's going to be a negotiator too. He probably has this prepared. He probably knows how to make his own loopholes. You're like, well, yeah, I'm going to add an addendum to this. Your contract can't be one-sided.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. But it's like,
Yeah.
that's my first move though. Because obviously, if I make a contract so good that he needs to rewrite it or add bits in, then I know that I'm starting up here. I'm starting at the top and he's trying to meet me in the middle. And then I just I'm probing around, okay? I'm splicing information. I'm gathering intel of what he wants, what his desires are, what he's trying to get out of me. And I'm trying to work out the best deal. It's a negotiation. This is a hostage situation for my soul. And I'm trying to get the most for it. I got this.
Like, what would you wish for?
I would wish that my bed was a foot longer so that when I'm a foot taller, it would still be comfortable.
But then you won't have the wish to make you a foot taller and you'll just have an obnoxiously sized bed, which no bed frame will ever fit.
The bed includes the bed frame.
It could be the bed, but not the mattress.
That's my curse. That's my curse. It literally just extends the bed by 1 foot. My mattress is the same size. Hey, I'm just cursed to be like, no.
The devil's just standing there like, usually I take people's souls, but this is funny. I'm just going to leave it at this. Bye.
Look what you did to yourself. Congrats, you played yourself. And then you just have to leave and go to find a Burger King and get yourself one of their pissed meals.
One of their what?
Oh, so you didn't hear about what the Burger King's doing?
No, one of their
No.
what? No.
Oh, so Burger King's doing a new mental health awareness campaign. So instead of having Happy Meals, they're doing 5 different moods of meals.
Wait,
So one of them being the pissed meal. It comes in a red box and it's angry.
the pissed meal. That's not actually,
Yep,
that
pissed.
can't be like the actual functioning name of this, though.
That's what it says.
No way.
It's on the
Curse
box.
word,
It's
right?
on the. It's on. Pissed? Not a curse word.
When I was younger,
Pissed
it
meal
was.
commercial. This can't be real. Pissed meal.
No, it's literally in a commercial that Burger King posted.
Looks up pissed meal to take a jab at McDonald's and promote mental health awareness.
It's not the only meal that they
That's just-
put out, but
That's certainly a
the one that they there's one that says DGAF, which means don't give a fuck.
That's just rude. I can't. Not
And it
in
has,
my
like-
Christian community.
And it has like a tongue that's bleh. And then there's the yas meal, and then there's the salty meal, and then there's a sad meal.
Salty.
The salty
Actually,
meal.
Yeah, salty.
I'd bring that to a Smash tournament.
the salty meal.
Just hand it over to the person you just beat. And it's like, here you go.
Hey, I bought you dinner.
Terrible.
Sorry for your loss.
All terrible.
Sorry for losing.
I would hand them the sad meal.
Sad meal.
Wait, there's one called the sad meal.
Yep. Like once again, no one's happy all the time.
Surely the
Yeah.
idea of the happy meal is to cheer yourself up, though, not to. Yeah, this reinforces my happiness. It's more, this will cheer me up because I get a little toy. Do you get toys in these?
I don't
know. They don't actually state what's in them. I'm not sure if they have yet.
I want the salty toy. I bet it's a Smash, like a broken Smash controller.
That's
It's just gonna be one of those.
not everything revolves around Smash, man.
Yes, it does.
I mean, he's right. You know.
No!
Oh, talking about. Wait, so hold on. Talking about Smash, we haven't talked about how Joker came out from Persona to Smash.
Joker?
Who's Joker?
Did Japan come out
Joker.
yet for Secret World?
Hey guys, this is the Dungeon Runners podcast. We just started playing the Sacred World back in 2002.
Yeah. That was not 2002. I didn't even
Yeah,
know you back
don't
then.
And you'll never will.
I'll never know you back then. I'll just never know you, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I miss the Secret World.
I do too. I do miss the Secret World.
No, you don't. You son of a
Yeah, I
bitch.
do. I legitimately miss the Secret World.
You're the reason we stopped playing.
That doesn't mean I don't miss it.
Where were you, Spike? Where were you?
When?
I swear you guys were like a tenth of the player base of that game.
Yeah, probably were.
Like that's the thing. I've
Oh.
never played the Secret World. I wasn't around. Like I wasn't hanging out with you guys when that was the thing to play with you guys. So I watched one of those retrospective videos on it. Those sort of summaries of like what happened, its downfall, where it went wrong. And dude, it doesn't look like a good game. It looks so jank. I think that's what it is. It looks super jank. The animations look so buggy, and it had like a player base of 200,000 or something for an MMO.
It wasn't that bad. Honestly, it was a fun game to play.
If you look closely during that documentary, you can see us playing in the background.
Yeah. You just see Creeps' face
But
just
no.
like ballooning out of the sides of the character model.
Oh man, like that GIF was so great. But see, the thing about the Secret World isn't it didn't play great, yeah, but it's storytelling, its story, the lore, the monster designs, everything was so fucking good in that
Yeah.
game, and the missions were super cool because they were like real missions. They weren't just like fetch quests or go talk to this NPC till he tells you to do something. It's like here's a literal riddle you have to use your brain or the internet to figure
The
out.
internet. That's exactly it. The internet.
Yeah,
They
the
should
internet.
use your brain, for it.
brain. But like Spike, do you remember this long ass mission where you had to decipher this code that was put into another code to get into to find the location of a tablet that took you into a what do you call those not a turn-based game, a text game, story tell your own tale game.
Takes
That was one of the things in Egypt, wasn't it? Or
Yeah. Well, it started in the first part of Egypt and then it went to the last part of Egypt. And it was a really long thing where you had to find tablets and read things to find locations. And then you would find ciphers that you had to decipher that were 2 layers deep. And you would just find a location to another tablet that would take you eventually to find this tablet that to find this game that you had to play through and beat to get something, and I forget what exactly it was, but like it was like it wasn't just fetch quest. It wasn't just okay. Now you found the cipher. You don't have to translate at all. You know where the next part of the quest is. It's fucking figure it out now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds like work.
You're on your own.
It's
Well,
it's the same kind of thing like
was.
those you ever seen like those advertisements for like the mystery boxes that you receive, like, oh yeah, you're gonna solve a murder and things like that. It's basically like those kinds of things. It's just you're getting them for the challenge of doing it. You're not doing it because like, oh, it's just gonna be so easy. I can be able to make this all work out like by the snap of my fingers. No, you actually have to puzzle solve. That's part of the fun of it, was puzzle solving.
Yeah, it's super cool. And plus, like, they weren't always like that. There's definitely like normal MMO things, like go fight, go kill these things here, bring me a stuff. And there's like a couple daily things where you can just do that to get currency for whatever faction you were part of. But like it was a cool like side, because they were all like side quests. None of them were the main quest. They were all side quests to get like extra stuff. Some of them were like clothes, or sometimes it would be like extra currency or a new weapon for your class or whatever skill you were putting into. It was cool. And there was a lot of bugs in that game.
Oh, yeah.
A lot.
There were a lot.
I found a lot of them.
What was that
found a lot of
smiling
them.
one that I kept seeing?
Yeah, that's the
Okay,
one
so
that Jen found.
Yeah, I found that. I noticed because I was always playing that game for like so.
Ooh, Lord.
Hold on, let me back it up. When we met, yeah, Ulor. When we met, me and Spike met. We started playing Left 4 Dead, and he was then because I met Spike through Blue, because Blue wanted someone that she knew playing Left 4 Dead with her. So we started playing, and then I've been invited every now and then. So Blue got invited by Spike to play this new MMO called The Secret World, and Spike said, it's like, oh yeah, sure, invite that Jen guy. I can get him a copy of the game. I was like, what? Why?
I don't like.
So I
games
got
alone.
it. So then he got it, gave it to me, and we started all playing together. And I was like, wow, look at this cool place. I'm making my character, blah 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 blah. Like everybody went to sleep for the night, and I was like, I don't got anything to do tomorrow. And I just kept playing, and I kept playing, I kept playing, and I was
No life
way
game.
ahead of everyone. I no left that game hard. I was
What?
way ahead of people. I was way ahead of people. People woke up the next day. I was like, where the fuck are you, Jen? I was like, I'm 3 areas away from you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And those 3 areas aren't fast to get through either. It took a long time to get through. And I was like, shoo, man, I'm way ahead. So like a lot of my time, I was, especially waiting for people, I would play with the emotes. And I found out like you can find new emotes or buy new emotes in the game. And it's just like, that's so cool. So I like did like the sprinkler or stay alive and stuff like that. And I was playing with the emotes to like just find out what other emotes, because they don't tell you what emotes you have in that game. So I was doing the expressions, and then I did smile or slash grin, maybe one of those, and I accidentally hit it more than once, and I noticed, that's weird. It looked like my face just snapped back. So I started doing it more and more, and I was like, oh my god, my facial features are breaking. So I just kept doing it and doing it. And I just, my face would just keep going. It would just keep expanding because there was no limit or ends of that animation. Yeah. It would just, the sides of your mouth and your eyes would just extend and then contract. So your eyes would just go down, and then your smile would just keep going up and up and up. So I told everybody about this, and then Creeps was like, oh my god, how far can you go? And so he did it. I stood in front of him, and I took a GIF, made a GIF of him just doing that. He still has the GIF too.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, that was his character.
Man,
the smile just keeps
it.
getting bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where it's just going past your face.
He's got wings on the side of your head.
Yeah, because we did it for a while, being Creeps, because like you have to keep on it. You just have to press up, enter, up, enter, up, enter, up, enter. And like it goes. It just fucking, you can make it gigantic. Like literally gigantic. You can make it like 4 characters tall. Only people who were already in the zone with you would be able to see it. Because if people coming in, they would only see it starting to happen, like because it's like load based.
Yeah.
Because it's so it just, no other emote did this. It was only slash grin, and they never fixed it. We came back a year later, and it still worked. Actually, it was multiple years later when Tokyo came out. And
Tokyo finally come out?
Checked it. Shut up, Spike. And there was a lot of other bugs. Like the other bug I found was so the lore thing was there is lore spread out through the entire worlds of the secret world, and they would tell you about a place or about an enemy or about a object or about something, and there'd be tons of these little squares where you have to sometimes do a mission to do it, or you have to kill something, I think. But they're usually like just located out in the world. You just run to go get them. And I made it my mission to find every single fucking piece of lore I could find in that game. And I did for a lot of areas.
Yeah, you did.
And
you got that thing that erased your elbows, right?
Yep. So one of the harder ones to get is the one in the desert, because a lot of the lore areas are guarded, gatekept by a super high level, hard to get into like death zone, where you like at our level we get killed immediately. So I was able to sneak in there by like waiting for somebody to run by, and then I just ran in while they were getting attacked and just ran towards an area where people said the lore was. I found it, and I was rewarded with a shirt that was for that area. And when I put it on, my elbows disappeared and they never came back.
No, if you took off the shirt, they'd come back, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but I wouldn't take the shirt off. But every single person in the game can see it, no matter where they loaded or when I put it on. I would load out of zones, I would come into zones, I'd take it off, put it back on. The shirt would always never give me elbows.
And that was like
it was the only shirt in the game
that really hard to get item, and it was just broken.
Yeah, it's broken, really hard to get. It had nothing to do with what gloves I was wearing, what hat, or any other clothing. It was just the shirt. The shirt would get rid of your elbows at the sleeves. So I forgot this, and I ran up to people and just did like the sprinkler, because my arms were detached, like fucking Rayman.
Like sprinklers in like the dance move.
Yeah,
the dance move. Yeah, so you could just see my arm detached. And we talked to a GM in the game before, because we got bugged out by one of the nightmare areas, and like he definitely saw my shirt and he never said anything about it.
Wait. When did we get bugged out in one of the nightmare areas? I don't remember that.
It was with Barnabas. We were doing the nightmare. Remember the succubus? We got fucked over in that area.
I remember getting.
We got trapped somewhere, and then we couldn't get back in.
That's right. Yeah.
So like we had to call a GM to be like, well, we can't do anything.
Help me.
And then he came over. It's like, well, you just wait. Nothing you can do right now.
Yeah, I think we had to wait for the next day, because we could only do so many we could only like attempt them once per day, right?
Yeah, something like that. So he just like we just sat in front of him and just like, well, thanks.
Yeah.
Praise the GM. It's like he didn't care about the shirt or anything. Yeah. But then the other two bugs I found, one was in Tokyo and the other one was in the Transylvania area. The Transylvania area one was really useful because you could literally just jump over a mountain.
Transylvania?
What?
Yeah, the Transylvania, where all the vampires were and the werewolves.
I did remember that.
Yeah, it was like a later part of the game that we somehow bugged getting like creeps into that area, because he's not supposed to be able to get in, but he was able to enter with us because he was in our party.
Mm.
So he got in, but he didn't get any exploited EXP. It was leveled to him. But we were getting there. There's a area where like the harder like werewolves and whatever were, and there's just a part of that mountain you can just, if you jump just sideways onto it, you can land on a piece of the mountain, and if you just keep jumping up it, you can go over that mountain and get through that area. Just instead of going into where all the hard enemies are, you can just go around them, like literally around them. That's how I got the lore for the area.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then the other bug I found in Tokyo was there, because it was when it came out, so I can't blame them completely for this, but I went to find lore usually. So I saw there's a castle in the park that was like, there was a bridge attached to it, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go check that out. So I ran to the bridge, and then I ran through the bridge. The bridge wasn't made.
Oh.
And there was no collider on it?
No, I just ran straight through it, and I walked back and forth through it. I came through every side. There was nothing there. The bridge might as well not have been there.
Did you get across it or whatever, or did it just make you drop?
No, you just went straight through. You I walked. The first step you would take would go straight through the bridge. You wouldn't be able to walk on it for any amount of time.
See, this is what I'm saying when I saw that post-mortem video, like that summary of it. It just looks so jank.
It was, but I loved it.
Yeah, like there's a certain amount, like Also, you got to keep in mind, you are still judging it based off of like standards that you see in like MMOs today. At the time, it wasn't that bad. It was pretty jank, but it wasn't awful, man. It was totally playable.
Yeah, like we had fun.
Yeah.
Like we played it for like hundreds of hours.
Yeah, I think
No, I have no doubt that
it
it was fun. Like it looks like a good game. It looks fun, but it also looks hella jank.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You know what? I don't think Secret World's on Steam anymore, huh?
No.
They
Oh,
remove
they
it?
have the new one. They have the new one. I don't know if that one's completely down, but it's like the Secret World
Legends,
yeah.
right? Yeah, I have 484 hours in the Secret World. I bought the game, or Spike bought me the game in 2014.
Wow.
January 17th, 2014.
hung
People
out
still
together.
That's
play it?
5 years ago. No,
Oh, yeah, I didn't think so.
Man.
nobody plays it.
I saw like they tried to revive it, but they kind of just screwed it all up, apparently. Or they just didn't
Yeah,
do it service.
Well, yeah, they tried to make it basic, and then it just became really bad. Like the only people that are still playing the Secret World are people who loved the way it played.
Yeah.
So they took that and like killed it. So it was gone.
I think that their attempts at trying to get newer people ended up just shooing away all the veterans of the game, and it brought no one new in.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame, really, because like their lore, the story, fantastic. No one's done anything like that again, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, dude. You don't you want those things to be handed to you. You know what I'm saying? You don't want.
Speaking
those things to
of
have to work
fortunate
on.
things, hey Spike,
Yeah.
how you doing? Feeling better yet?
Yeah. You know what? Renewed hope. Yeah.
Renewed hope. So, anyone not familiar with Mr. Creepypasta?
That's my
He
father.
loves Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes, I love Sonic the Hedgehog.
And then what? 3 days ago? 2 days ago?
It was Sonic
Sonic the Hedgehog, the trailer.
It was yesterday.
Was it
Yeah.
yesterday? Was it really
It was
yesterday?
really-
Sonic,
No.
the
Straight up
trailer dropped?
yesterday.
No,
It was the
Matt,
first-
was it
it was the
yesterday?
first- of
Came
May.
out Tuesday.
It was the 1st of May.
You know what? It's
Thursday.
the 3rd for me because I've gone past midnight. But you guys, yeah. I want to say it's technically right. I think no, 2 days ago
All right,
because it came out Tuesday.
I'll let
It's
it
Thursday.
pass.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's the same. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But when it came out, Spike, how were
I was
you?
angry. I don't get angry. I was legitimately angry. Like, look, yeah, it's not even like I think there was a podcast episode we did. No, it wasn't a podcast episode. Maybe it was. I don't remember. I know we talked about like the Sonic movie at some point, and how I was saying like, yeah, despite like the legs on the big poster and the those leaked like promotional like sheets or whatever it was about his design, like
Mhm.
I was saying like, oh no, I have faith. I have faith because like there's no like by this point in cinema, whenever it comes to like adapting things to film, like Hollywood's been doing it for a pretty good while, adapting video games, adapting comic books, adapting television shows, whatever, to movies. That they at least have somewhat of a better handle on it than we had in like 1993, which is, you know, like the Mortal Kombat movie and things like that, where we just try to make things that seem roughly similar and then we'll make up the rest kind of thing. But like we have a decent amount, and plus Sonic the Hedgehog has a shit ton of games by this point to say, okay, well, we could base this off of literally anything that's come out in the last 25 years. But
Yep.
no, we got that. We got a weird broken taxidermy character and Jim Carrey and a mustache
with human teeth.
Yeah, with human teeth and human
So-
face, human eyes,
It
human.
was so
fingers.
sad talking to you after it. Like after it dropped. Like bear in mind, I haven't seen the trailer yet. I don't really want to see it because, you know, I don't watch trailers to films I want to see.
You really want to see this?
I kind of want to check it out. But here's the thing, right? Talking to you was the saddest thing because nothing breaks you. Nothing breaks your Sonic fandom. You would justify Sonic Boom if you could. Like you tried to like it is the main thing after all the criticisms.
Yeah, I did my best.
and Sonic
And
Sonic Forces.
Yeah, Sonic Force is fun.
I feel like with every Sonic fan, there comes a point where they're like, okay, now they're taking the piss. And it astonishes me how long it's taken for that to hit you, but it feels like it's finally hitting that. I don't know.
I can't takes no more.
That's kind of no, like I did that live stream years ago with Sonic Boom, where I was like, as long as I can go fast, Like I generally enjoy Sonic games. That's why I'm like Sonic Forces. Like I legitimately have fun with that because you're not Sonic, but you're going fast. I'm down. It's fun. But like Sonic Boom was just like, oh, so you don't go fast in this game.
No.
But they got so much character.
Okay, so you don't go fast.
You have small segments where you go fast. But you don't go that.
You don't go fast.
That fast.
You like dash forward
you don't
for
go
half
that
a second.
Fast. Yeah.
Ugh. And then at least he's going fast in the movie. That's neat. Except I'm not playing it, so I don't really care as much. So, but like, God, I don't know. Like, there's this one poster, and Matt, I'm gonna blink the poster and make your job difficult for you, and ask you to put it up on the screen. But
which he's gonna promptly ignore.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, probably. But there's this one poster of it that I was literally hanging on to for hope. And it was like this poster of like Sonic on top of a police car with the main character, with like the main human lead, I suppose. And like I was saying, like he doesn't look bad in that. He doesn't look bad. If he looked like this throughout the entirety of the movie, if this is what he looks like, I'd be cool with that. He's like got short little stubby legs. He looks cute, like a little blue puffy hedgehog. And I'm like, yeah, okay. It's not the same Sonic I've always seen, but I can get down with this little hedgehog. And then like when we actually see him, oh boy, see him in motion.
They changed him quite a bit.
Yeah, he does not look like the one from the poster. Yeah, to be fair, he also doesn't look like the one from that shitty ass poster. But like, he doesn't look. I don't know.
He looks worse and worse.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if there's some people speculating that this was all like a ploy, that the footage they released was all beta footage and they just kind of filling it out for when they release it, because especially since it's coming out next month?
No,
or 2 months from now?
November.
I thought it was coming out in June.
No.
Oh, well, anyways, people were expecting it's like people are saying like this was all kind of just like a stunt to get people talking about it. Now that we're changing it, quote unquote, being like we're listening to the fans. Now everybody's gonna go see it. They want to see the new song.
That would be smart, assuming they actually had a thing to change it to. I mean, because like there's this certain thing about this that I can see an amount of validity to that, and I'm just gonna go ahead and make not your job any harder, Matt, but I'm going to mention that if you go through and look at some of the promotional posters of the Sonic movie, and I'm just gonna put them in here for you guys, just so you guys can see it. But like, he looks similar. However, from these shots, he doesn't look as terrifying as he does in the one that we saw, in the trailer. He definitely looks very similar to that design, but his mouth seems to be larger across his face. His eyes seem to be larger to give him that cartoonier look. Like, especially that one screenshot that's been going around everywhere. Like, God, he just looks so terrifying. Like, he's got tiny little mouth, with tiny little eyes, little beady eyes. Looks so human. Yeah, he's got human teeth.
Human teeth just really weird me out.
And like, it's just such a like. It's not even just that it's a bad screenshot, but it just really, that screenshot really shows off how wrong the character model looks. But like, when you look at some of the other promotional stuff, it seems almost like, it seems very different from that. But at the same time, like, I get like this real vibe of Alvin and the Chipmunks, the live action movie. And I don't like that. It's just like, if he at least was more cartoony, I would accept it. If he's going to look like Alvin and the Chipmunks and be a cartoon character, then sure. But like, I almost feel like they don't know what audience they're going for. Like, if this movie came out in 1993, yeah, I'd be down for it. This is whatever. This is as good as it gets, you know?
Alongside the TMNT movies.
I mean, like, it's as good as it gets. I'm fine with that. Yeah. But like, in this day and age,
we're lucky to get this out.
At this day and age, like, they know what they're doing. They're trying to be able to sell nostalgia to me, which is whatever. That's what Hollywood's doing right now. But like, they're trying to sell nostalgia to me, but they're also just gonna shit on it and expect me to buy it. And I don't like that. I can't do that.
Yeah. But that kind of sounds like Sega for you.
I don't know if it's a Sega. Yeah, maybe it does. Maybe that always does sound like Sega. Like, well, we'll just completely destroy what we've made before and reinvent the wheel. And I'm pretty sure everybody will still like that. That seems to be every fucking game.
I was going to say, isn't that what they've been doing since, Sonic 3 on the Mega Drive?
And then the one time when they came back with Sonic Mania and went like, oh yeah, well, what you can probably do is just not have to tear everything down and just remake something that you've already made before and it'll sell. They're like, yeah, well, if you think so, why don't you go ahead and try that? And they did, and it did.
It's like the most successful
best-selling
Sonic game.
The best one to date.
If it's so easy, why don't you make one yourself? Okay.
People have been doing it for millennia.
I don't know, but that's one of those things that just maybe Sega doesn't understand how to make video games. That's just the big thing.
The only thing I'm going to give to Sega's credit is that I can't even fully give this to the credit because this was before like any promotional thing came out. Was that people were getting early words of Sega saying they don't like how Sonic looks, especially not his eyes.
Oh, I think it was Paramount. Sony was the one saying they didn't like the way Sonic looked. That's why they wanted to get rid of his giant eye. They didn't want to have him have the connected eye. They wanted him to have individual eyes.
Oh, was it Paramount? I thought it was Sega saying that they didn't like their interpretation.
No, I think it was a Sony choice. It was a Paramount choice for the sake of realism. And I mean,
in which case,
still, I'm not a fan of that. It's whatever. I'm not complaining about his eyes. Those don't bother me that much because like in these posters, like the ones I just posted here in the dungeon, you could see he's still got a cartoony enough face. This doesn't look hideous, and
it's the body.
But even also if you look at in these posters, he is a lot more stubby than he is in those trailers. In the trailers, he is long. He's just a small man in a costume.
Lanky.
Yeah,
absolutely gangly.
But even in this poster, I would say I don't like his legs. I don't like his
they're way too human.
General shape. Yeah, I don't want to see calves. I want to see the spaghetti noodles.
Yeah, definitely like an uncanny valley feel. They've gone to the point where they could have gone less realistic and it would have looked good, or dare I say more realistic? I don't know, but they've definitely hit that weird thing where it just looks so disturbing. The teeth, man, the teeth really get me.
Yeah, the teeth are
someone posted, someone was posting this random thing of snails with human teeth, and people were posting the Sonic teeth, and they're like, yeah, this is the bit that weirds me out. It's the weirdly cut teeth, man.
Oh, see, this is one of the things where somebody give him that typical anime boy teeth with the two sharp fangs on either side, and it looks better than just having the flat cubic teeth,
the dentures
inside of his mouth. Yeah,
there's so many fan edits that look so much better.
Yeah, that's such a. But again, that's in character for Sonic. That was one of the things when I tweeted out how upset I was, and then DJ Cutman was saying yeah, but I mean that is in character for the franchise. It's that's actually that's the part that hurts the worst. Is every fucking chance I want to give them to be okay, we can break out of this meme at this point. They never take it. It's just yeah, you have the opportunity to make something better. They just never take it.
Nope. They can. No, they don't take cues from anyone. They're just fuck it. This is how we're making it again. This is what we're doing.
It's just
such a pain. It hasn't worked.
It's just such a pain that's what happens. Seriously.
The one thing, because I don't like Sonic games, I don't care for them that much. The one thing Sonic has going for him is he has a fucking good design.
It's iconic.
And then they took away the design.
Was he
they took the design away.
Which yeah, that's fair. They gave him a really shitty design based off of one that would actually have been a good one.
Also, why doesn't he have back spikes? That pisses me off too.
I didn't even notice that. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, he's missing his ones on his back.
Yeah, it's just a kid body. Kid body with a weird head.
Oh my god, he's wearing a fursuit.
Yeah.
It's Sonic Fox.
Oh my god, he's wearing a fursuit.
How come we talk about Sonic so much on these podcasts?
Because he's important. He's an important part of the human condition. Dare I say he's an important part of society, Jen.
This is the fourth time. The first time in this season, but the fourth time in general.
Yeah.
You'd think at this point that Spike would have given up. I think this is his giving up point.
No, it's not, because the tweet is what gives me hope. Hope's renewed.
The one saying we're going to take the feedback and work on it. You know what they could do? They could just take, all the rendered scenes and just do an asset swap with one of the fan-made ones, and it would be so much better.
That
Yeah.
no, this is one of the things I was saying is like if this movie comes out and it turns out to be atrocious, I would love to see somebody just take the entire audio from it and just source filmmaker the thing in with actual game models. That would be I would love to see that. And
Well,
with the YouTube community that's out there that's into Sonic the Hedgehog, it probably would happen. But I'm just saying that like this gives me hope that they want to pay attention to what other people are making and saying looks better. Like that right there is something good. That's a good thing that they've done. And
yeah, because they've modified the original posters. They haven't made original things, completely original things. It's just been modifying it and bringing it close to what it was meant to look like, or more like the source material, let's say. And it looks, it's like night and day. It looks way better when you try go for the original aesthetic, just with this weird furry texture.
yeah, like this high res texture, like the
Yeah.
one I'm showing here. It's just like it looks good.
I can
Like,
understand them not wanting to go for the uni eye, like the one single eyeball
that
going across
feels
his
too
skull.
cartoony than what they want, and that's fair. I'm fine with that.
Like I'd give
Yeah,
him
I can
bigger eyes than the anime eyes, the really serious eyes. Maybe would go better, or even making him more rounded like the original. Just 2 eyeballs instead of one giant one going across his skull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just do the Battle Alita thing. Just give him giant eyes. Like honestly, it's fine.
I didn't actually even mind the Battle Angel Alita design. I mean, I see where some people felt it was uncanny valley and creepy, but it's
Yeah, but like that's kind of the point. Like, look at this one. This one's not even bad. Like this one with the Sonic with the big eyes. Like there's things that they could do to they could have made. But now, see, the thing is, what if it gets worse?
That's possible. I mean, that's entirely what they
That's
did.
always
an
a possibility.
absolute Sega move to do.
God, I mean that's exactly what they did with like every Batman v Superman movie.
Ooh,
Damn. Well, Creeps is not here to defend himself.
Himself, did he make it?
It feels like it the way he defends them.
Creeps' opinion on Batman v Superman is so wrong.
Yeah, I mean, Creeps is a fucking fool.
Yeah, I feel like he went into that movie looking for things to praise about it, and he comes out like, "Well, if you read the comics, you'll actually understand."
Talking to Comic Drake, the major, I can see one thing that makes it. I see where the rift comes from, between liking Batman versus Superman and people who don't like Batman versus Superman, which is that the Batman vs. Superman was made for people that read comic books. And every other superhero movie is not. It's made for people every other superhero movie is made for people who go to see movies. Mm-hmm. So as a film, every other film makes sense. And Batman and Superman doesn't, unless you read comics. Mm-hmm. Then it makes sense. Like there's things hidden in there that you wouldn't understand. Like you're just sitting there confused, like who the fuck was that? How did this person get here? What's happening with that person? Because you don't read, like, yeah, I haven't spent time poring over this to know what every single throwback is, and the plot is quintessential for me knowing what all those throwbacks are. But like, yeah.
The thing, my counter argument to that is like when I watched it, I picked up on a lot of references. I'm not completely comic illiterate. Like I knew what a lot of the things were hinting at, or at least I feel like I knew what a lot of things were hinting at, what they're trying to go for. But the way the movie was edited or directed or whatever, like the flow of it was awful. As a movie, to me, it was bad. And I like good cinema. I like it when things flow, like the story, the narrative flows, weaves together, the characters intertwine. Whereas it felt like, I'm Clark Kent. I'm in this room. I recognize you. Ooh, I leave and go do this, insert reference, but then put this thing in, and then I go over here. And it's like, and then this happened, and then that happened, and then reference, and then this happened, and that happened, and then obscure reference. And it's like, it's like, no matter how many, I could scatter, I could put like load a shotgun with comic references and shoot it at a spool of film and play it in the cinema, and it will make as much sense as the Batman v Superman film. But you can't just be like, oh, but it's got loads of references. Yeah, like cool. It did reference a lot of comic stuff, and it's using a lot of the source material, but it was just badly made.
No, I agree with you. It's not a good movie, and it's not for people who like movies. It's for people who like comics and want to see those references.
I think it's sad though, because like people who like comics should have a good film, like a well-written, edited, directed film that also has these references. Like, I have no doubt that you could have got the same material that they were trying to put into Batman v Superman. To me, it felt like they were trying to put too much. So maybe cutting out some of it.
No,
in order
bring
to make
everything
it
back
flow
around
nicely.
to Sonic the Hedgehog. The studio was doing the same thing for all of those, which is making decisions, letting those decisions leak, then hearing what fan reactions are, and then making changes to the film, to the script, to what have you, to better fit what the fans' demands were at that time. So yeah, it literally is. It could potentially be the Sonic the Hedgehog scenario all over again. It could be what it is. Mind you, those are WB pictures, so maybe it's not the same people working on it.
You gotta let Sonic go, bro. You just gotta let it go.
No, no.
Take it to the garden.
No.
Load your shotgun. Give it the old 1-2. Bury it. Move on.
Yeah, have you already done that with Metal Gear?
I've accepted Metal Gear's death.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pachinko machine now.
I didn't get Metal Gear Survive because I knew it's over as soon as Hideo Kojima left.
Yeah.
He's never gonna make that other game.
What we were talking about earlier before the podcast, Matt.
What were we talking about?
We wanted
what were we
the
talking
first not you, Jen, you weren't there.
Oh.
This is the other podcast that we record when it's just me and Matt. And it's we were talking about how Metal Gear Solid 1, wish Metal Gear Solid 1 could be remade.
Oh, dude, that would be so cool. Yeah, I feel like if anyone's ever played Metal Gear Solid 4 at all, like that, maybe that engine or something, because there is like a little homage to the first game on it in PlayStation 3 graphics, and it's so nice to revisit it coming from, having played it on the PS1. But it'll be so cool to see a Metal Gear Solid 1 remake.
But it's dead.
I've accepted it, Spike.
I don't believe you.
Have you?
I don't believe you.
I'm sure there's like counseling meetings that you can go to, like Sonic Anonymous. You're like, I'm a Sonic fanboy and I still think Sonic's good. And they all like, oh man, this guy's a newcomer.
Jen, the first thing on this list on the piece of paper that you just handed me across the table in this room that we're in makes me uncomfortable.
So yeah, anyways, it's about that time to wrap up. So we're gonna do a little thing before we wrap up. So last week's podcast we did a call to action and we wanted to know where you guys listen to us. And if there's anyone else who wants to still comment and tell us where they listen to us on, please feel free to. We would love to hear where you guys listen to us. And also, if you listen to us on any other platform, be free to tell us like why you listen there or where do you listen to us, like at work or gym or what have you. But we got quite a few comments on the last week's podcast on YouTube. And we're gonna.
If anybody listens to us in the gym, please tell me your workout routine.
Tell us you poop before you work.
Don't. No.
Stop. Bringing it back to that. Anyways, we're gonna read some of the comments because we find them special. Cody Bryan says, "I listen to this at work. Love your podcast. Thanks for being a supporter." Yeah. And then Barnabas Damos said, "Who is this hack?" Well, they can't all be winning.
Caden Bradley says that hearing MrCreepyPasta's voice in general conversation makes him nut.
This is why I handed
I know. That's why you handed me the list. Alex Mike says, I would love to hear more D&D stories, or even you guys going through a campaign would be great. I'm honestly, like, I have a convention this weekend, but by the time this podcast comes out, it will be not this weekend anymore. But I will get the other thing I told her about. I'll get the gauntlet ready to go.
If you can get it set up, we'll absolutely do it.
It'll I guarantee you it'll be long. It'll probably end up being in 2 episodes, but
we could do it like podcast style, where we'll read out the dice rolls, but it's just all theater of the mind. We can make it. We could do it.
Theater of the mind is how I do things, my dude.
Yeah,
that's how D&D is played. You don't have to have minis.
Sure.
Alex Mike says, I listen to the podcast while playing games or when I go out for long walks. Keep up the great work. Oh, awesome. I'm struggling to read it from here. Sang Steppenwolf. I actually found you guys. I'm listening to this at my desk before I go to bed. Oh, nice. Have a good sleep if you're listening to this one before you get to bed.
Sebastian Christensen, the guy who sent us the hypothetical, says he listens to this at work. I remember the first podcast. I was in a greenhouse.
What?
A greenhouse.
Wait,
Like,
greenhouse?
Wow.
Flowers and stuff?
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
neat. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing in a greenhouse?
And finally, working.
People don't work in greenhouses. You grow.
Anyways, Smelly Broadcasting says, driving my forklift around at work, listening to you
That-
guys. How's
my-
make this shift bearable?
That's
Dude, I feel you.
extremely
I listen to
dangerous.
this podcast at work.
You listen to this podcast at work?
Yeah, when it
Listen
comes
to
out,
your
I
own
listen to
voice.
it. Because
Can you listen to your own voice and not be like, ugh, my voice?
I don't, unlike you guys, I don't listen to myself like all the time. And I've only started listening to these
Wait.
podcasts once we started Super Dungeon
Matt doesn't
Runners.
listen to himself.
Oh, I have
Matt
to
listens
when
to
I
himself
edit these
all.
things. And I hate
You
it.
just
Yeah.
blur yourself out. Just-
just-
He listens to himself over and over again, saying the same thing
Put it on loop.
over and over.
Yeah, say that about Sonic.
No!
Whenever I say a good point, I'm like, oh man, I'm going to replay that one real quickly while I'm editing this. Yeah.
Just make every point that you
Nail
make
that
in like
point.
these podcasts slightly louder than everyone else. Whenever you say something like, yeah, that's a really good point. Just tweak that up like 3 decibels.
It's like absolutely distorting, like destroying people's headphones.
Just ruin it for everyone else.
Sonic is dead!
Let him go. Anyways,
it?
but
Is that it?
here's our next call to action. Hey, where did you find us?
Ooh.
How did you find out about us? We would absolutely love to know where you guys heard us about or where you found us. If you found us through maybe Spike's channel or through MrCreepyPasta's channel or Barnabas's channel, or just kind of just found us while looking for things to, listen. I would love to know.
Really?
We'd all love to know. And also, feel free to tell us and send us hypotheticals or questions or anything you want to say to the email dungeonrunners with an S podcast@gmail.com. That's dungeonrunnerspodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Thanks.
That's it.
Heck
We
yeah.
did it,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.
Bye.
See you next year.
What?